You crave Christ-centered community, but you are not sure how to go about creating it. You wish there was a guide, a how-to playbook of sorts. Consider this your quick start guide to cultivating Christ centered community. Hi, I'm Alexandra. I'm a certified coach and the founder of Grace Based Christian Coaching. I serve ambitious women in leadership who are struggling with limiting beliefs and overwhelm, and they want to create a more intentional Christ centered life. So, if this sounds like you are in the right place. Be sure to subscribe for more action oriented tips and wisdom on how to grow in your work and life. Be grounded by God. So if you really love what you're hearing, please take a second, screenshot, and share this episode with a friend or business BFF. So let's jump in. Here's where to start, you guys. It's prayer. Pray, pray, pray. Ask the Lord to cover this process, to provide guidance, wisdom, and patience along the way. You want the people that He is bringing into your corner. Guarding your heart, trusting Him with the people that He wants to surround you with will make all of the difference. Just the encouragement here, you guys, is to wait on the Lord and know that His timing is perfect. The wait is worth it. I've personally been in a season of waiting and wondering for, years where my people were. And like, let me say, did I have plenty, like honestly, more than enough friends, acquaintances, even some amazing, like deep close friends where we go decades even back? Yes, I did. Yet I knew there was a depth of Christian community out there that was possible. I just knew it deep in my heart that there were other believers who I could connect with regularly in person who would encourage my faith walk and that I could encourage and pour into theirs too. And then when I surrendered the timing of this to Him, there's certain connections, and I was trying to make things work and happen, but it just wasn't panning out. And when I truly laid this down, gave it to Him, that that is when things really started to shift and to change. Pray, give it to Him. Best thing you can do. Next, what I'd love to invite you to do was consider for a second, like, who is the type of friend that you are called to be? Get curious about that and then intentionally show up in that way in your interactions with others. So maybe you have been given the gift of planning and coordination, and that is something you want to give your friends, your friendships. Maybe you are so naturally equipped to be an encourager, and just pouring into people thoughtfully, purposefully is what you want your friendship brand to be, if you will. Like, don't be, maybe you are the outgoing one or just feel led to do that in this upcoming season. Like, don't be afraid to make the first move. Then, kind of on a different side of things, take a second and consider who is the type of friend that you need in this season of life. Maybe it'll surprise you too. Is it someone in close proximity? Would a friend that lives within 5 to 10 minutes of where you are be the biggest blessing? Is it a friend, like just a depth of friendship, just someone that you can call and talk to about anything? Is it someone that is down for doing things last minute? Maybe that is what would fit really, really well into your life right now. Or maybe things are just heavy and there's a lot going on, and someone who just makes you laugh would be a gift. So consider, like, what kind of friend do you even need? And just keep that in mind as you're on this search because that matters too. Who are you called to be? Who do you need? And get curious about that. And just remember, like, there are all types of friends, there are all levels of friends, and that's a good thing, and that's okay. Not everyone can or should be everything. And, like, honestly, no one should, bottom line, outside of Jesus, right? Like, give us Jesus, give us more Jesus. Everything else is a bonus. If you've not heard about this already, you might find it fascinating to check out Dunbar's theory of social circles. So there's so much that's talked about in this, but main idea is we can only have so many like really close friends and then a circle outside of that. So maybe a handful of close friends, a little bit of a larger circle outside of that, and then a little bit larger for the acquaintances. So just, appreciating everyone for who they are and how they fit into your life too. Just really important to note as well on your journey. Okay, so one of the next thoughts is just getting like involved in church community, plugging in, like knowing, I'm thinking about the book of Acts, when you are getting together with believers, like you just truly share so much in common. And there's a fast connection through that. And honestly, you guys, throughout the years of growth, of friendship that I've had in this city that I'm in right now, like it's very common here to like even look at what churches are offering, even if you are not a member there, and get plugged in. Like they are warm and welcoming and they want to support you in your faith walk. And so consider that, check that out. You're going to meet some of the best people through some of what local churches are doing. I know I have. They also have different like types of faith-based groups that you can get plugged into through local churches. Like if you're a mom, they call it Momco. It used to be MOPS. They have some great organizations to be a part of. If you send your kids to preschool, a lot of preschools that I have sent kids to, they have things for the moms. Bible Study Fellowship. This is a phenomenal resource for you to check out. There are different chapters locally, similar but different community Bible study. Just seeing what is out there, what is available, there is so much more than you probably realized. In the neighborhood, like think about where you are planted and how you can connect with the people that are right next to you. Some of the best people that I have met in my neighborhood is through getting outside, going on walks, getting uncomfortable and not just saying like, "Hey, how's it going?" But, making a comment on something that you notice with them, whether, kids are an easy one. "Oh, how old are yours? What's going on?" Or, maybe they're planning and have a conversation about landscaping, like whatever it is, just get uncomfortable. Make that first move. That is how we have met some of the most incredible people in our neighborhood, and I just desire that for you too. It's the best. And then if you're feeling like, "Oh, I don't know, I wish," if whatever you're looking for feels like a unicorn, like, take a second and start what you wish you had. Like, you can do it with God, through His leading, through His prompting. And it can be formal, it can be informal, whichever. I and a friend, and you don't have to do it alone, right? Like, link arms with someone, get in your lanes, and then do it together. So a friend and I, we launched a neighborhood Bible study for a season, and it was more formal, walking through a study, and then it became more relaxed. Like, let's just get together and fellowship and maybe share some prayer requests. Like, it can look so different depending on what's going on. Um, we can talk more about it in a minute, but like grace-based Christian coaching, we started a small group mastermind because personally my life has been changed, transformed through doing life and community and work with other believers, other like-minded women. So if this is something you want to be a part of, enrollment will come back up with that soon. Likely send me an email directly, Alexandra at gracebasedchristiancoaching.com, if you're interested in joining the wait list for that. And there are a few other friends that I had met through different types of like connection conversations that I've had with other people, other masterminds that I've been part of. And we just will like, one of my favorite apps these days is Telegram and Marco Polo. And we'll just Telegram on Marco Polo on the side. And it's just like it has changed the course of my business in these past 6 months, the people I've been connected to, and just having that community outside of yourself for you and to be able to pour out to them is everything. We talked about like local church. There, here I'm in the Carolinas. They call it small group, life group, things like that. Look for those options. It is worth it. It is so powerful. A couple other resources. There's a book. It's called Cultivating Connection. 30 Challenges for Real Life Engagement. That's a book. This is an oldie but goodie. My friend Stephanie Mae Wilson, she has something called the Real Girl's Guide to Taking It All Off, a small group for removing the layers between you and true friendships. Because sometimes it's just so nice to have something that is guided to walk you through. You might be interested. It's such like an easy but like fun, amazing read by Jenny Allen, called Find Your People. And I believe they're like cards to go along with it too that can support you in going deeper in conversation. And then we have, I'll include it in the show notes too, an episode called Fruitful Fellowship. So just finding your people, finding community, and doing that really, really well. And then one other, like, because we're all about like simplicity, taking action here, like that's what this is about. It's ideas to get you thinking differently, but it's paired with action, right? Like faith and action. That's what creates change. And I, at one point, you guys, I had asked a pastor, I was like, how do you generate this like depth of conversation, particularly with friends where faith might not as naturally come up? And their suggestion was maybe when you're like taking a minute to like greet each other after the, hellos, or even as you go to sit down and have dinner, ask the question, how is God moving in your life right now? Simple as that. How is God moving in your life right now? And just be blown away by what comes up in that discussion. So those are a couple thoughts for you. That quick, like I said, the quick start guide to going deeper, faster in creating Christian community in a God honoring way. Again, the Grace-Based Christian Coaching Small Group Faith and Work Mastermind is just unbelievable. Like it has just got God's hands all over it. So if you want to just plug into somewhere that is so intentional and thoughtful in creating community, growing your faith, and just growing your work in a Christ-centered way, send me an email, Alexandra at gracebaskedchristiancoaching.com, and hopefully we'll get you plugged into a cohort coming up soon. And then if you just so deeply crave more of an intentional Christ-centered life and want to be poured into in a way that works, one-on-one, go to gracebaskedchristiancoaching.com/coaching. Learn more about what this is all about there. And if you're really ready to let go of the overwhelm and doubt and be supported through one-on-one faith-based coaching, I'd love to invite you to a clarity call. You'll find a link to apply to that on our website as well. You guys, be sure to subscribe if you want to grow in God, in your work, and faith. I hope this was so much fun and helpful as you listened in today. I can't wait to see you next time.